So this is a crossing I did, Georgia Strait from Gibson's to Silva Bay. It's about a just over 20 mile crossing in October 2025. You know, headed out and kind of got into the open water of the strait, and forecast was for high single digits, you know, kind of 7, 8, 9 knots. And when I first headed out, that's exactly what I had. So I thought, oh, this is fine. I'll put the main up, all the way up, put the jib all the way out. And yeah, it was actually super smooth. But I was looking ahead and I'm thinking, do I see some more whitecaps out there? And I'm like, you know, I think it's windier, a little windier out there. So I kind of was keeping an eye on things and, you know, looking over, and it's like, okay, I got the rail in the water here. And, you know, the chop's starting to build. Like at first it was 2 to 3 foot chop. That was fine. But then the chop started to build. So you can see here I've still got the full main out and still got the full jib out. And, okay, yeah, the rail is, well, that's about as far over in the rail that I want in Georgia Strait, and, you know, 3 foot chop. But the chop was starting to build, and the wind was starting to pick up, and the boat was starting to buck around a bit. And I thought, you know, if I'm starting to think about reefing, and if I'm starting to think that, you know, with the boat bucking around like a Bronco, that it's going to be tricky to reef, you know what, it's time to reef. So you can see here I put a double. I was going to put a single in, and I thought, no, I'm going to go with the double, and I'm almost to the second reef on the jib. And I've got that foam, you know, 4 foot there on the jib. It helps it furl. So I'm double reefed on the jib, and almost at the double reef on the jib, double reefed on the main, and the boat really liked it. It's like, okay, I'm still at 6 knots to hull speed, which is, you know, 7 and change. And the chop continued to build. I got up to a 5 foot chop, and I was on the verge of thinking, boy, am I going to have to, you know, reef the jib even more? And if it comes up, you know, pulled out my wind speed monitor, and I'm like, okay, I'm gusting to 20 here. So I'm gusting to 20 knots. I've got almost 70 miles of fetch in front of me. Well, there you go. You can see the rail's not as close to the water anymore. So the boat's handling it, you know, quite a bit better when I've had the double reefs in. You can see there I got some freeboard left. And in the chop, you can see him plowing through the waves. And the Contessa 38 really does cut through the chop close hauled very nicely. I was close reaching here, just off of close hauled, getting to Silva Bay. But boat's handling it well. But as I crossed and the chop continued to build and the gusts started to fill in, you can see here the wind vane, you know, totally handling the conditions. Absolutely no problem. Hydro vane, you know, I highly recommend it. I've never had any issues, you know, with it. Love my hydro vane. But towards the end I was thinking, am I going to need to go and reef the jib some more? Am I going to need to put the third reef in there? So you can see here now, double reefed. I got the rail in the water again as the wind was starting to build. Anyway, it didn't build anymore, and by the time I got to the other side, I was taking the main down in 5 foot steep chop with wind over current, which was quite exciting. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, whatever it is you're doing out there, respect the risk, have fun, and we'll see you next time.